Moscow, the capital city of Russia, is a sprawling metropolis that serves as the political, economic, cultural, and scientific heart of the country. With a rich history that spans over 8 centuries, Moscow has evolved from a small medieval town to one of the most influential cities in the world. This essay will delve into various aspects of Moscow, including its history, architecture, culture, economy, and modern developments, providing a comprehensive overview of this remarkable city. Moscow's origins can be traced back to 1147, when it was first mentioned in historical records as a meeting place between Prince Yuri Dolgoruki of Rostov and Sviatoslav Olgovich of Novgorod-Seversky. This year is often considered the founding year of Moscow. Initially a small settlement, Moscow's strategic location along the Moscow River and its central position in the expanding territory of the Rus principalities helped it grow in importance. During the 13th century, the Mongol invasion of Rus devastated many cities, but Moscow managed to recover relatively quickly. The city's rise to prominence began under the rule of the Grand Dukes of Moscow in the late 13th and early 14th centuries. Under Ivan I Ivan Khalida, Moscow became the political and economic center of the northeastern Rus principalities, benefiting from its status as a key tributary to the Mongol Empire. In the 15th century, Moscow's influence continued to grow. Ivan III Ivan the Great significantly expanded the territory of the Grand Duchy of Moscow and centralized power, effectively laying the foundations for the Russian state. The fall of Constantinople in 1453 positioned Moscow as the successor of the Eastern Orthodox Christian tradition, and Ivan III married Sophia Paleolog, the niece of the last Byzantine emperor, reinforcing this notion. In 1547, Ivan IV Ivan the Terrible was crowned the first Tsar of Russia, and Moscow became the capital of the Tsardom of Russia. This period saw the construction of notable structures such as the St. Basil's Cathedral on Red Square, symbolizing Moscow's religious and political authority. Moscow continued to develop as the capital of Russia until Peter the Great moved the capital to St. Petersburg in 1712. However, Moscow remained a significant cultural and economic center. In 1917, the Bolshevik Revolution resulted in the relocation of the capital back to Moscow in 1918. The Soviet era brought significant changes to the city, including industrialization, the construction of monumental buildings like the Moscow Metro, and the creation of vast public spaces. With the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991, Moscow emerged as the capital of the newly formed Russian Federation. The city underwent rapid transformation, embracing market economy principles and experiencing a construction boom that reshaped its skyline. Today, Moscow is a vibrant global city that reflects a complex blend of historical heritage and modernity. The Moscow Kremlin is perhaps the most iconic symbol of the city and the Russian state. This fortified complex, located in the heart of Moscow, has been the seat of Russian power for centuries. It houses the official residence of the President of Russia, as well as numerous palaces and government buildings. Key structures within the Kremlin include the Assumption Cathedral, the Archangel Cathedral, the Annunciation Cathedral, and the Ivan the Great Bell Tower. Red Square is another emblematic site in Moscow. It has served as a focal point for public events, military parades, and historical moments. The square is home to several important landmarks, including St. Basil's Cathedral, known for its colorful onion domes and intricate design. This cathedral was built in the 16th century to commemorate Ivan the Terrible's victory over Kazan. Lenin's Mausoleum, the resting place of Vladimir Lenin, the founder of the Soviet Union. Gum Department Store, a historic and luxurious shopping center with a stunning glass roof, dating back to the late 19th century. In recent decades, Moscow has seen a surge in modern architectural projects. The Moscow International Business Center, also known as Moscow City, features futuristic skyscrapers like the Federation Tower and the Mercury City Tower, showcasing the city's economic dynamism and ambition. Moscow is a global center for the performing arts, with a rich tradition in ballet, opera, and theater. The Bolshoi Theater, established in 1776, is one of the most renowned ballet and opera theaters in the world. The city boasts a plethora of museums and art galleries that reflect its diverse cultural heritage. Some of the most prominent institutions include the State Tretyakov Gallery, home to an extensive collection of Russian art, ranging from medieval icons to contemporary works. The Pushkin State Museum of Fine Arts, featuring a vast array of European art, including masterpieces by Rembrandt, Van Gogh, and Picasso. The Moscow Kremlin Museums, showcasing treasures from the Russian Tsars, including the Armory Chamber and the Diamond Fund. Moscow has been a hub for Russian literature and music for centuries. Renowned writers such as Alexander Pushkin, Leo Tolstoy, Fyodor Dostoevsky, and Anton Chekhov have lived and worked in the city. Moscow's literary legacy is celebrated through numerous monuments, museums, and literary festivals. In music, Moscow has produced world-class composers, conductors, and musicians. The Moscow Conservatory, founded in 1866, has been instrumental in nurturing musical talent and preserving Russia's classical music traditions. Moscow hosts a wide array of festivals and cultural events throughout the year. The Moscow International Film Festival, one of the oldest in the world, attracts filmmakers and cinephiles from around the globe. The Victory Day Parade on May 9th is a major national event, commemorating the Soviet Union's victory in World War II with a grand military parade on Red Square. Moscow is the financial and business hub of Russia, contributing significantly to the country's GDP. The city is home to the headquarters of major Russian corporations, banks, and financial institutions. The Moscow Exchange is one of the largest stock exchanges in Eastern Europe, facilitating the trading of equities, bonds, and commodities. Historically, Moscow has been a center of industrial production, particularly in sectors such as machinery, chemicals, textiles, and metallurgy. In recent years, the city has increasingly focused on technological innovation and the development of high-tech industries. The Skolkovo Innovation Center, often referred to as Russia's Silicon Valley, aims to foster research and development in fields like information technology, biotechnology, and energy. Moscow's infrastructure is highly developed, with an extensive transportation network that includes the iconic Moscow Metro, one of the busiest and most beautiful subway systems in the world. The metro's ornate stations, adorned with mosaics, sculptures, and chandeliers, are tourist attractions in their own right. The city is also served by 3 major international airports, Sheremetyevo, Domodedovo, and Vnukovo, connecting Moscow to destinations across the globe. Additionally, Moscow has a well-developed road and rail network, facilitating domestic and international trade. Moscow has undergone significant urban development in recent years. The Moscow Urban Forum, an annual event, focuses on discussing and planning the city's development to address challenges such as housing affordability, transportation, and environmental sustainability. Despite its economic growth, Moscow faces several social challenges. Income inequality, access to affordable housing, and healthcare are pressing issues for many residents. The city government has implemented various programs to improve the quality of life, such as the renovation of old housing stock and the development of public services. As a large metropolis, Moscow grapples with environmental issues such as air pollution, waste management, and the preservation of green spaces. Efforts are being made to enhance the city's environmental sustainability through initiatives like the expansion of public transportation, the promotion of cycling, and the creation of new parks and recreational areas. Moscow's role on the international stage is crucial, given Russia's geopolitical influence. The city frequently hosts international summits and diplomatic meetings. Moscow's foreign policy decisions and its relations with other global powers significantly impact international affairs. Moscow is a city of contrasts and complexities, where history and modernity coexist in a dynamic and ever-evolving landscape. From its medieval origins to its status as the capital of a global superpower, Moscow has played a pivotal role in shaping the course of Russian and world history. its architectural marvels, cultural richness, economic significance,